and welcome to episode 184 of the Shower Party Podcast. I'm Liam Salvage, joined by Winnie the dog. Tomorrow's moving day. I'm moving to a house. Worst part about moving to a house is trying to spray your pheromones all over the house so all the swingers don't come by and try to have sex with your wife. That's the worst part about moving to a house. They don't let you know that. You have to... I've been collecting all my piss, shit, and cum for the past year, just preparing so I can spray it around my house like I'm trying to prevent bugs from coming in. Because when you move into a place with your wife, there's a 30-mile radius of fat, bald dudes and their roadkill-looking women trying to come in and have sex with your wife, trying to come in and do their deed, coming over asking like, you guys want to do a swap? And of course you don't want to. There's a roadkill-looking wife and a fat, bald man. Everyone's looking around, and then I say, hey, did you not check the property? There's piss, shit, and cum all over here with my pheromones blocking you from access to my wife. My wife wouldn't even smell you in my property because of all my piss, shit, and cum all over the house. You wouldn't believe how long I've been saving up for this just to prevent all of you pesky roadkill bitches coming in my house. They're all coming over with a fresh-baked lasagna, trying to weasel their way in. My dog just rubbed her ass on the carpet. That's great. They don't talk about that. That should be on a pamphlet when you rescue a dog, that you might get skid mark stains on your carpet. She hasn't done that because she wipes well after she's done pooping. But if you get a nice Slavic dog... might start coming around, nice Italian dog is going to start coming around leaving skid marks all over from eating too much salami. It's a big issue.
And when you have parties, you bring a bunch of people over, you have a nice dinner party, then they're not going to warn you that your dog's going to actively lick their vagina in front of everyone and make wet sounds.
And if Slavic dog, if you have the equivalent, if you have a French bulldog and it's the equivalent of an Italian man eating salami with a wife beater on, he's going to have skid marks in his underwear, of course. They don't tell you that the dogs do that as well. Just instead of... it is fun to have all hardwood floors to prevent your dog from leaving skid marks on the carpet. They just keep on getting splinters in their ass. Yeah, my dog has a splinter problem. Back to the swingers. They don't tell you... They don't tell you the swingers come out of the woodworks. They don't tell you when you move into a house, the inspector doesn't check to see if there's any hot couples in your area looking to swap. They don't go around the area during the appraisal trying to... Huh?
Hot couples?
That's what they think they are. If you meet a swinging couple and it's just the ugliest couple you've ever seen, they think they're the hottest. Because in the swinger... area, they might be semi-attractive compared to other swingers. They're quick to take off the clothes. They're like, yeah, I might be ugly on the outside, but wait until you see my pussy. Wait until you see this pussy that looks kind of weird, but it's something you've never seen before. It's more of an experience having sex with my wife. Because it's an art show. Having sex with my wife is like looking at a nice Picasso. You don't know what you're looking at. Everything's kind of melting. But eventually you're going to walk away with it being like, I'm glad that happened. I'm glad I got the experience. The Mona Lisa was in town and I caught a glimpse of it. Starry night. Your wife's just swirling and melting, and your wife's just a Van Gogh painting melting. Yeah, her tit looks like the clock. Looks like the clock melting over. Yeah. Her nipple looks like the second hand and the hour hand and the minute hand. It's weird.
Depending on the wind, it points a different direction.
Yeah. Tribal tattoos are all drooping too. She has a spider web tattoo around her nipple.
Oh, what does your tattoo say? But it's actually a tribal tattoo. It's just so deteriorated.
Yeah. It looks like a hardcore band because it's been aged so much and it's bled out. The tattoo artist was actually pretty good, but it blown out from how fat she got. It's like when you're in the 90s and you take one of those Kodak photos with the disposable cameras, and then years later you try to print out that photo that you have a picture of on your computer, and you're like, damn, this looks shitty because it's so old and enlarged now that I printed it out and blew it up. Yeah, that's what my wife looks like. You know when you try to print a picture that has too low of a resolution? Yeah, it's pretty much my wife. Yeah. It's an experience. You know when you leave a vinyl record in a hot storage container for too long and it just kind of conforms to its surroundings? Yeah, it's my wife. My wife's just a vinyl record and waxy and a little sticky in some parts. Yeah, I got a sticky wife. You want to fuck her? You guys want to do a swap? They always have way too much sunburn and tattoos that are way too visible to the sun all the time. Like they have a chest tattoo as a woman, which is a wild thing to do. The paw prints on their tit, yeah. If we're gonna swing to the max. The guy's gonna have his child tattooed on his chest, and it looks nothing like the child. Yeah, the baby popped out and they immediately got it tattooed on him. The tattoo artist was there to use the newborn baby as reference, so it's all red, and you would think it would, when it healed, all the redness would go away, but it's still just beat red because that's what the baby looked like. It is guys that are compensating for how much their dick doesn't work. I wonder what the ratio is on guys that try to swap. And their penis doesn't work, and they're like, "Well, my wife's getting fucked right now. Do you you want to talk?"
Being a Blue Chew service call recipient.
That is funny. You can call customer service for Blue Chew. Hello, representative, please. Representative. I need a representative. I took 3 and my penis has not moved an inch. Am I doing it wrong? Do I have to take it with food? Does this have to be centered around a meal?
I take your raw dog, Blue Chew.
Yeah.
Not taking it.
Sir, you actually, in your circumstance, you might need to do a 24-hour fast. This is good.
Can you send me a picture of the woman you're with?
Yeah, send me a picture of the bitch. See if it will even help you at all. Oh, the woman's melting. It's not going to help. As you can see, she's drooping over the bed. Of course, the Blue Chew can only take you so far. It's an experience enhancer. It doesn't have magic powers. The wife is drooping off the bed. She's melting. Is that memory foam? She's inside the mattress now. She's melting and becoming a liquid. Your wife has been absorbed by the mattress. She's the pee stain that you usually see on the other side of the bed. How did she do this? When the kids pee and then you flip over the mattress. Your wife is the pee stain on the good side of the bed. Sir, I recommend taking a couple more Blue Chew, flipping over the mattress, and just fuck the mattress. Just see if that'll work. Do you see they came out with a Blue Chew Gold? I don't know what it does. I think it's also a mind-altering experience. Like they have anti-anxiety or something pill. They have Xanax mixed in with their Blue Chew. Yeah, there is a subscription. It's all prescription subscription. They do. You can. So Blue Chew, the maximum amount you can get per month is 60 per month, which means you're fucking twice a day. You're taking Blue Chew twice a day, just going hard.
I think that you don't have game.
Yeah. That is true. If I'm not spending $150 a month on Blue Chew, they're going to think I don't get pussy. Oh, in other news, Kevin O'Leary, the historically good guy and nice man, is in Salt Lake City, Utah, trying to make a 40,000-acre data center. But after backlash, he reduced it down to 10,000 acres. He said, whoa, 40,000, I get it. It's too much. How about we just do it the size of your entire city, but smaller. Just a little bit smaller. I think it's in Salt Lake City, Utah, under the Joseph Smith doctrine, they're allowed to have as many computers in the area as per 20 crumble cookies. So if there's 20 crumble cookies, you're allowed to have one computer. So I think they're well within their reason to have 10,000 acres of computer. Just one big 10,000 acre computer because there's like a million crumble cookies in the area. I think it's allowed, and I think it should be fine.
The Mormons are so hyped up on the crumble cookies anyways, they're already buzzing. They're not going to notice the data center buzz.
How do they not realize that the Mormon Bible is actually just the first instance of AI being used? It's just AI. It's just a guy making shit up. So you gotta double check it all the time. He says there's fucking horses in America in the 1600s. Guess there wasn't. Guess we were all wrong. Guess they were riding giant anteaters.
And then you ask him to explain like you do AI, and it's like, oh, whoa, and then it gaslights you. I didn't say that.
I didn't know. I would never say there was horses in the area. That was just to test your faith. That was just me testing your faith, saying there was fucking horses in North America in the 1600s. It was actually giant fucking anteaters. You wouldn't believe how big these fucking anteaters were. These guys, these white Indians were riding these fucking anteaters, and they were just going all over the place. And Jesus was riding a giant fucking anteater. We just put horses in there so that it would test your faith. It would make you open up Google and be like, where the fuck were all these horses? Turns out, giant anteaters. It's pretty cool. Me hating the Mormon Bible and Joseph Smith really made me learn that there were giant fucking anteaters all over the place around here. There must have been so many ants in North America before it was an equilibrium. We had these giant fucking anteaters and we had so many ants, but then the anteaters ate them all. Now we don't have very many ants. All the ants are at the crumble cookie and they got to get anteaters back in there. They're eating all the sugar. All the ants are conglomerating in Salt Lake City, Utah, trying to eat all the crumble cookie sugars. What else happened in the news? Israel. Oh, I set my sights on an Israel. Oh, there's someone I could talk about every day. What is Israel up to these days?
Maybe that's why Kevin O'Leary.
Oh my god, you're right. Kevin O'Leary's making one giant fucking computer because of Netanyahu. He's thinking, what do we got? We got to make Yahoo the biggest search engine in the world. The Jews took it over. That's why they control the media. Every dad in America is still using Yahoo News. So if Netanyahu is still controlling it, they got to make one giant fucking computer to support Yahoo, and all the dads having it as their homepage on their AT&T phone. AT&T, if you have an AT&T phone, if you go hit the internet button, it always takes you to Yahoo News. How did I never put this together? All the moms and 50-year-old dads in the world are just constantly being fed Jewish media. The Jews don't control Hollywood and CNN and Fox News. They only control Yahoo. And that's why all the dads are all riled up about attacking Iran. All of a sudden, all that purple's turning to green. Oh yeah, Iran does have enriched uranium. Super enriched uranium. We gotta go get those guys. Iran doesn't have uranium. How are they gonna get it? They've been bombed so many times across the years. I don't think they have. All their books have probably been burned. All the books are burned, like the Library of Alexandria. I don't know if any Jewish books were actually burned in the Holocaust. You know what I mean? They were out there burning all the books. That was probably the first instance of like the Jews control the media. Is like these books have gotten out of hand. Every book ends with Goldberg. You know, written by Goldberg and edited by Schmogelstein. They burned all the books, but they didn't get the one that mattered most: the Diary of Anne Frank. They had all those fires, and they couldn't just be like, oh my god, that 14-year-old girl was spilling our secrets. They burned all those books, but couldn't get the most important one that got published 20 years later.
She actually wasn't 14, and she wasn't a girl.
Oh, it was a 30-year-old man. Anne Frank had a ghostwriter. Anne Frank was just a poser. It had a ghostwriter. It was actually her dad. There is a little conspiracy theory that her dad wrote the book because he found her diary and he heavily edited it before it was published. Because there's a lot of like sexual awakening things in there that he was like, nope, we're getting that out of there. It was a 30-year-old man in America that immersed himself in the culture and went to high school. It was kind of like a 17 Again starring Zac Efron and Matthew Perry. He went back to high school and he's like, what's the experience of a 14-year-old Jewish girl?
Spoof comedy about Anne Frank.
It's like one of those titles from the 2000s where it's like Anne Frank went to a night in the museum, and you know those old spoof titles that were like combining 3 fucking movies. Like, what if the Paranormal Activity happened at The Haunting Hill House, shit like that. Anne Frank wore striped pajamas, and that would be the title. Anne Frank wore striped pajamas and ended up on Schindler's List. That's the spoof title. It's going to be crazy when we move into the house tomorrow, and it's just going to be a line of 30-year-old bald dudes just trying to get at my wife. Everyone has an offering. They come up with their offering, and I have a sorting hat I had at Hogwarts, and I'm just up there being like, no, you cannot have sex with my wife. Next, Weasley. No. This one's peculiar. Slytherin, Gryffindor. No sex with my wife. They're all rowing the boats across the river, trying to come get sorted by my hat. That's what the going into Congress is the Harry Potter, sorting hat scenario. But it's just all of them going up there in the sorting hat saying, Israel! You will support Israel. This one's tricky. Mayor Mamdani. A Muslim mayor of New York City. Israel! What? No! Harry Potter was actually a cop at the end. Harry Potter became a marauder. Not a marauder. The fucking thing Mad Eye Moody was that, basically the wizard cops. Harry Potter became a cop. Harry Potter saw the new Snape and was like, hey, do you have any identification on you? Let me see your license for your wand. Was that a stolen broomstick? Hey, who's that Nimbus 2000? Whose is that? Do you have a license for it? Let me see your license and registration. Is the camera still recording? There's one guy in the comments that's going to be pissed if it's not recording right now. Guy in the comments is going to be pissed if it doesn't record. He explicitly watches, and I can't let him down. I already said it only happened to 3 episodes, and I can't let this man down. He was very upset, and I understand why. He was promised 57 minutes of me and Brandon talking, and I let him down, and I cannot let it happen again. I specifically deleted a bunch of shit so that I would have room so that it would never happen again. I deleted childhood photos. I deleted our marriage photos. It's all gone. I deleted any important documentation. Everything's gone. There's no apps on my phone. There's no games on my phone. When I'm sitting at a doctor's office just waiting, I can't play Candy Crush anymore because I needed space. I can't let this man down. He was very upset with me. And I can't take another scolding. When I'm sitting at a doctor's office now, because I'm so afraid to be scolded, I'm sitting there Candy Crushless. There's no candies to be crushed because I need space for the podcast. I'm sitting there just miming in the doctor's office, pretending like I'm Candy Crushing it up. I was on level 2000 of Candy Crush, and I had to delete it because I don't want to be scolded again. I don't want to be a bad boy. I deserve the punishment. I take my lashings with glee. This has been episode 184 of the Shower Party Podcast. Join us next week as Brandon Sanders comes back from his vacation in Florida. He was a little sleepy boy, went on vacation. He's rejuvenated. And hopefully he'll have a character next week because he hasn't for the past 2 weeks. And instead of scolding me for not having, for running out of space on my SD card for last week's episode, maybe scold Brandon for not having a character for last week and the week before. But I came in and got a copyright comment. Long story short, Johnny Cash didn't like that I made a little spoof of his song, and he hit me with a little copyright on that last video. So, to tell Brandon that I went through the mud with YouTube, just being scolded by YouTube, but he didn't have the gall to make another character, tell him he's got to come with a character. See you next week. Tell a friend.